Hey, welcome back to Python MC. I'm your Python MC coach, Richard Ashe. And in this section, we are going to break while loops. So remember, in a while loop, what we're doing is we are going to repeat the same instructions again and again until we get a specific condition. In this case, we want the user's answer to be yes. Now, the band is on tour. We're annoying the bus driver just because we're bored, and we're just going to keep saying, "Are we there yet?" And the bus driver's going to say, "No, are we there yet?" You keep saying, "No, are we there yet?" Maybe. And eventually say, "Are we there yet?" Yes. And that completes the loop. So when we stop asking is when he actually gives us a yes. Now, with while loops, you have to start with this answer. In this case, this is a variable that we've created called answer, but that's not a keyword in Python. In other words, we're not really speaking Python's language. We're actually telling it. We're actually creating a new variable called answer. Now, if I were to delete that line, I will get an error, a name error specifically, because answer is not defined. So the first time you run that loop, you need to first, like what we call initialize or start the variable. You have to create the variable first. So we start effectively with a no, and then it's going to keep on asking the question until the answer changes yes. Later, we'll reassign the variable answer to this input function. And all that does, and we'll explain that in a minute. But so we're going to go run it. Are we there yet? And then it's going to keep on looping. Now the other thing to do is we could actually capitalize W, and that will be a syntax error because Python's case sensitive. While is part of its language. So you start a while loop by typing the word while, and it is not going to work if you capitalize that. Another thing is we had another keyword in Python which is not in. Notice the keywords are in purple here. Not in is a way to say as long as this value answer is not one of these, it's not in this collection. It's not so in this case capital Y or lowercase y yes, then I'm going to keep on repeating. Now if I just said if it's not capital, that'll throw it off. You actually have to say the keyword in. So it's not in this bucket or this collection. Then I'm going to keep on asking the same question, or I'm going to keep on, in this case, repeating the same block of code. I could also, like with for loops, while loops, later on conditionals and functions, I need this colon because that colon is telling Python I'm starting a block of code. And after this line, everything that's indented is included in this block. If I don't have that colon, then it gets super confused. So just for loops, while loops, conditionals, and functions, they all start with this colon, and then that's the two dots, okay? This is, just to be clear, that's a semicolon, that's a colon. Sometimes people get confused. It's the two dots. That two dots will tell me whether this is a block of code. Everything that's indented after that is included. However, if I forget to indent, that is another type of error. In this case, it's an indentation error. It's expecting after the colon for something to be indented, like at least one line of code. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything that's indented will be in that block. In this case, this is the stuff that's repeated each time until it gets, in this case, a yes or a yes capital Y yes or a lowercase y yes. The other thing if I forgot to put in input's a keyword. Input is what's creating this little cursor over here and this little prompt. So like you can think of Google or YouTube and those search bars. That's a type of input function as well, sort of similar to this. And here, input is a key word in Python. This is part of Python's built-in language. If I delete that, then this gets super confused. It's like, wait, what? So while answer not in yes, and then I'm assigning answer to this value, and it just doesn't know what I'm doing. To break out of that, here's a little neat trick here in Trinket. You have to click this drop-down box, and then that should break the console, and that should actually create this error. Otherwise, it's just going to loop forever. Okay, so now we're going to put back that keyword input. And what input does, remember, is it creates that little cursor, and it creates this prompt. Now that prompt, I just have a little question there. That prompt is like that blinking cursor that's waiting for user input. I can change the question to whatever I want. I could change it if I wanted to like, hey you, and then, which doesn't really make sense for our particular program, But what we're going to do, so it's just showing you that you can really create whatever question you want there. Are we there yet is my question, but just with input, similar to print. You see down here, print has 2 parentheses. Input also requires 2 parentheses. If you don't have that, that's another type of syntax error. And let me show you this last one, which is a little bit weird. It's not really an error, but it is definitely an unexpected behavior. It's a bug. In this case, I indented print. Let's see what actually happens when I do that. No, we are not there, but then it says, yay, we are there. That makes no sense. It's supposed to say, yay, we are there when we actually get there, when it gets a yes. But because I have indented print 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, it is in this block of code. So it sees the colon, it sees what's indented, and it will repeat what's ever in that block of code every single time. So even though I'm saying no, it keeps saying, yay, we are there, which actually doesn't make sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to unindent that. And so now I don't get to that line, number 6, until I get a yes. Until it breaks out of that loop, until it finishes the loop, that's when it gets to line 6. Otherwise, it stays on line 3 and 4. It keeps repeating this code. So it keeps repeating whatever's indented after this first while statement, though. While with a colon. After that, everything indented will repeat. So we've broken this a number of ways. I want you to get into it, have fun, and we'll see you again on Python MC.